Brace yourselves. Gavin Newsom just decided he's a podcaster now. Because, nothing says leadership like sitting behind a mic and pretending to care. And now, he claims he wants to talk to MAGA leaders, the same people he spent years trashing.
We need to change the conversation. And that's why I'm launching a new podcast. And this is going to be anything but the ordinary politician podcast. I'm going to be talking to people directly that I disagree with, as well as people I look up to. But more important than anything else, I'll be talking directly with you, the listener. Real conversations. What's going on with the cost of eggs? What are the impacts, real impacts to you around tariffs? What power does an executive order really have? And what's really going on inside of Doge? Look, there's an onslaught of information that we take in. So let's take it to the sources without the typical political mumbo jumbo. In the first few weeks, we're going to be sitting down with some of the biggest leaders and architects in the MAGA movement. This is Gavin Newsom.
So, what's this really about? A genuine effort to find common ground? Or just another self-serving PR stunt? Let's take a listen.
Today, Governor Gavin Newsom launched another podcast. The governor says it will cover a range of topics and feature political voices from both sides of the aisle, including leaders and architects of the Make America Great Again movement. Well, today the governor was asked why he's launching another podcast.
I'd love to learn more about what's the motivation. Why is the issue of, fill in the blank, fill in a controversial issue. Why is that so important to you? More important than the 6 or 7 things that you don't seem to talk about as much. And vice versa. It's a chance to dialogue with me, perhaps why we have different points of view in that respect.
Well, the governor will now have 2 podcasts. He also hosts Politickin' with Marshawn Lynch and Doug Hendrickson. KCRA3 reached out to the governor's office to ask about the time commitments that this father of 4 is devoting to these podcasts. A spokesperson who is helping to produce the podcast says the governor is not being compensated for either podcast. The spokesperson says he is doing them all on his own personal time.
So let me get this straight. Gavin Newsom spent years calling Trump supporters extremists, attacking red states, and blaming MAGA for everything wrong in America. But now that he's got a podcast, suddenly he's open to conversation? Yeah, I'm sure this has nothing to do with his obvious 2028 presidential ambitions. Nothing at all. But hey, what do you think? Is Newsom actually serious about hearing both sides? Or is this just another high-production, ego-driven campaign ad disguised as a podcast? Drop your thoughts in the comments.